My beautiful viewers, it only gets weirder with these people. A stunning new interview has shed light on one of Donald Trump's closest and most controversial aides, 34-year-old bottle blonde Natalie Harp. In case you wonder about the strange nature of their relationship, and we mean strange, or in case maybe you need some insight into people in your own life who seem to have gone off the MAGA deep end, get comfortable. Have I got a story for you? Next, here on The David Reddish Show. Welcome to the show, beautiful viewers. I am your host, again asking you to subscribe to both The David Reddish Show and Occupy Democrats channels. Here at The David Reddish Show, we are pushing toward our next benchmark of 400,000 subscribers, so help us get the word out about the show any way you can. That includes sporting some David Reddish Show merchandise. Follow the link in the description for more. On to our breaking story. Natalie Harp. Just a few weeks ago, she was almost totally unknown in the political world. Now she's one of the most buzzed about people in Washington, courtesy of her ultra-creepy close relationship with President Strokey Pants. CNN has a little breakdown.
Good evening. I'm Natalie Harp, a formerly forgotten American from California.
Her name is Natalie Harp. She's a former host for the far-right network One America News. And today, at just 34 years old, is considered one of President Donald Trump's closest personal assistants.
She's just totally devoted to him. In Oval Office meetings, she sits on the chair at the side of the room with her laptop open.
Harp is known for toting around a portable printer and printing stacks of papers and positive press for President Trump on the spot. She's become known as the human printer. In their new book, Regime Change, New York Times reporters Jonathan Swan and Maggie Haberman also report on letters that Harp has left for Trump. Swan described them as odd, adoring, and intimate.
She has written him numerous letters that she's left for him, including one that says, "You are all that matters to me," or some version of that. Raised the eyebrows of the Secret Service during the campaign.
Mine too. Mine are up.
Some of these letters that were left in some of his private quarters.
According to Regime Change, Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, asked, "Where am I?" upon learning about the letters. Harp first connected with Trump during her battle with stage 2 bone cancer, thanking Trump publicly for saving her life by signing the Right to Try Act in 2019. She claims that allowed her to receive experimental cancer treatment.
I'm not dying from cancer anymore thanks to President Trump. I'm living with cancer.
She shared her story and credited Trump again at the 2020 Republican National Convention.
I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for you. They didn't give me the right to try experimental treatments, Mr. President. You did. And without you, I'd have died waiting for them to be approved.
The Washington Post has raised questions about her claims.
So there's a lot in there, right? Well, it gets stranger, so stick around. Rumors of an affair continue to dog Trump and Harp, though given Trump's health, I'm not sure he's feeling sexy recently. Ugh. Why do I suspect Melania is not jealous? No receipt. Sorry, I digress. More to the point, what exactly is behind the strange attraction between Trump and Harp? Well, as it turns out, someone very close to Harp has finally spoken out and revealed a complex and sad portrait of how a wounded and sheltered woman became a Trump fanatic. And it is not pretty. Check this out. This morning, the Daily Beast has run an interview with Preston Harp, the only brother of Natalie Harp. Preston now resides in Nicaragua. Speaking to the outlet, he described the troubled upbringing he and Natalie experienced as they were sheltered and homeschooled, with their parents conveniently leaving out unsavory bits of American history. Preston suspects that whitewashed history and Natalie's struggle to understand the real thing led to her attraction to Trump. So did the absence of her father, who took his own life in 2020. Quote, "The way my sister interacted with and treated my dad throughout the years, it was like she wished she had a different dad," close quote, Preston told The Beast. Quote, "While much of the media has focused on questioning whether her relationship is something scandalous, that is not where my mind goes personally. Maybe it is because I just can't imagine something like that, but to me, this is 100% an infatuation based on an unfortunate shared ideology of U.S. exceptionalism. I think that she does see Trump as some kind of a father figure because he embodies the doctrine of American exceptionalism, close quote. In the same interview, Preston clarifies that he and Natalie's father's death drove a major wedge between the siblings. Natalie wanted to tell the public that their father died of natural causes, as she was embarrassed by his self-termination. He further posits that Natalie sees Trump as the father she wished she'd had, and her devotion to him is a reflection of that. So, mourning becomes Electra, even in the world of the Groposaurus Rex. It's interesting to note that Preston's remarks also draw an uncomfortable parallel between Trump and Natalie Harp. They both want to rewrite history to suit their own needs. Funny how that works. I also find it interesting that Harp is transferring her feelings about her father, good or bad, to Trump. If I have any psychiatrists in the audience, I would love to hear your perspective on this. Message me on Instagram at @TheGayMagneto. I also wonder what this means for several friends of mine who have become Trump fanatics and who seem to have a thing for much older men for some reason. It makes it all the sadder. Keep that in mind this 4th of July as you encounter any other folks who might just be chasing after daddy's love, something Natalie Harp seems to have in common with all of the Trump children. Do you suppose she wants Trump to spank her the way Don Jr. allegedly begs for it? Please don't answer that. This is The David Reddish Show.